All right, we are live. Sweet leaf. How does sweet leaf go? I forget. Indeed, you are first. Congratulations. Just waiting for some people to join in. Here we go. We got two coming in. Welcome. Welcome. How was your week? Hey, 6%. How's it going? How was your guys' week? I seen the Chamblers coming along nicely. You're getting the floor in now. We're coming along really quickly, actually. Like, really fast. I'm really surprised because, I mean, that thing was in rough shape. All the rivets he had to take out of there. That thing must have been held together by hopes and dreams before. It was sketchy. It's actually starting to look like something now. It's going to be an interesting ride. I'll give it that. A Jeep. It's not a Jeep frame, right? Yeah, that's what you call it, Cherokee. Hey, LNA, how's it going? How was your week? Welcome to the stream, everybody. 4 people watching. Hey, Jim, how's it going? Welcome. How was your week? Or how's your week so far? I usually say how's your week because we go live on Friday, but we're doing Thursdays from now on. Yeah, it looks fast on the camera, 6%, yeah. Exactly. You know, with all the editing, I'm sure there's a lot you cut out too. Had a good week. That's good, Jim. Thanks for joining in. We got 5 people watching. Ain't gotta be fast 6, it's just gotta roll and stop under its own power. Exactly. It's gonna be a cool ride. Maybe it'll be like a cool, like, sand dune type rig or something. I don't even, what kind of engine's in there? I don't know. You might have mentioned it, but I don't remember. Is there even one in it? I would imagine there's something with a Jeep since it's on a Cherokee chassis. Whatever they come with from the factory. V6 or something like that. Straight 6. What you been up to this week? I've been putting siding on, clapboard. Wooden siding. We call it clapboard. I don't know if that's actually the right name for it. Much better than the vinyl siding to put on, in my opinion. I always hated putting vinyl on. Had a pretty busy week, but it's been good. Glad to welcome to everybody. Glad to have you here. We got 5 people watching. I figured out that sweet leaf thing that we were talking about, 6%, or you mentioned, the Dan choking. I might be able to do something with that audio. I have the audio, and I can play the song. I gotta get the electric guitar and see what I can do. Your week was okay? Oh, I'm sorry you had to put down your dog. 18 years old, though. He lived a long life. That's good. I mean, I hope my dog, old Juno here, gets to live that long, but I doubt it since, you know, it's a German Shepherd. There she is, on guard as always. Hello. Oh, no worries. You're not late. You're not missing much. Usually starting the streams is pretty slow. We got 5 people watching. We did better than last time. Last time I sat here for like 10 minutes waiting for people to join. Yep. Always sucks when you get to put down a dog. I had to go up a couple growing up. One it was my dad's dog. He loved that dog more than anything. And she got run down by someone by accident. He had dementia. Oh, really? Oh. Well, then, yeah, it's probably the most humane thing to do then. I mean, sorry, I have a farmer brain. LNA, nope. I tried having topics, and it seems like we always go off the rails with it real fast. So I'm open to any conversation, most everything except politics, unless you want to talk hate about the government, which is fine by me. You filmed an hour worth of changing out a carb. Cool. Is that going to be a new video on your channel? Because I will be watching it. I'll keep an eye out for it, Jim. 460 LTD. I've been trying to learn a lot about carbs, so I've been asking Dan about them. Because he's like, well, he's the biggest carburetor guy I know of right now anyway. Speak of the devil. There he is, Dan himself. Welcome, Dan. You got back from the gas station. You didn't miss much. Thank you for joining in. How was your week? How did it go? Well, how's your week so far? Still got one more day to go. I'm sure some of you probably work weekends maybe too. I don't know. For me, it's just weekdays. Got my free shirt on tonight. Yes, Dylan, I have to edit the video. Yeah. All right, I'll be on the lookout for it, Jim. I got you. I'm subscribed to you with the little bell on, so I'll get the notification. Don't worry if I don't watch it right away. It might be the next day. It might be the same day. I will get around to it. Sometimes I'm late watching everybody's stuff, but I do get there eventually. Been pretty busy, too, with trying to move and everything. Doing siding. You know, I'm outdoors all day. Thanks, guys. I honestly miss them a lot, but it was the best thing. Yeah, that's what I just said too. I have a farmer brain, so I apologize if I sound a little bit abrupt and rude. But yeah, to me, that's the most humane thing to do. I lost today. Dot 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 dot. Dot. Oh, sorry. Dot 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 dot. I lost today. Dot 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 dot. I'll make another attempt tomorrow on the dot 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 dot. Well, you'll see. LOL. Okay. I'll be. I assume that's gonna be a video, so I'll be on the lookout for that one too. There, Dan. How was your week, Dan? How did it go? I think I might have asked you that already, but hey, ask again. No harm in asking, right? That's what they say. I think that's Sweet Leaf. Pretty close to it anyway. That's just me playing off by ear. Dan, I got a treat for you. What make is my guitar? This here is a Yamaha FG820. That's what the sticker says on the inside anyway. Made in China. and I have a Levi's leather strap that I bought a couple years ago. It was not my first guitar ever, but you know, I've had it for a while, and I love the strap. Really good. So if you're looking for a guitar strap, I recommend that one. I don't use my strap a whole lot, but you know, I don't stand up and play. Most times I'm just sat on the edge of the bed or in a chair, playing, going off. You know. All I can be grateful for, my family, friends, and my boyfriend. They are helping me cope with the crazy stuff going on in my life. As I also found out, my grandfather has a lump on his lung. Ooh. Well, I hope it's nothing, and I hope he's okay. All right, hope he's all right. I'm sure he's a good man. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't get further if you don't want to. No worries. Hey, Junkyard Necromancer, what's going on, buddy? How's your week? How's your week going, I should say? Normally we're live on Friday, and I've been asking everybody how their week is, or how their week was. It's not over yet. Tell the truth, Dan. Did you pay her? Yeah, did you pay her back? Oh, man. I felt so bad when I seen her in the car, and she was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Well, I would have at least, showed her how to return the item, because at that point she already knew. But I mean, hey, like I said, I am not a father, have no experience with raising children, but hey. I seen that video, Necromancer, you had about you and Whitty. I did not expect Whitty to just appear from behind that tree and act all like Bushman. That was awesome. Like, I know he's the heavily armored male nurse, but maybe he'll make another appearance tonight. He was on the last one. I guess there's only one way to know. We're only 12 minutes in. We already got the five biggest fans, I'll call you guys. I'm only a 1 minute into the beard video, Junkyard, and I'm assuming you got attacked by a Bigfoot. I tried to piece together what might have happened or what you're trying to do. I was thinking maybe the junkyard dog, but I don't know. But why is there beef jerky involved? I'm just, I don't know. You made a big mystery, that's for sure. Kids scare you? Not me, man. I love children. Absolutely not. Junker, did you get a shave sponsor? Because I'm not believing this Sasquatch. Yeah, I don't believe in Sasquatches. Could have at least said bear. Oh, Jim, it's worth the watch because it's like, I mean this in a good way, but it's like 7 minutes of your life you'll never get back, and you will just wonder what the heck is going on here. Beef jerky. Yes, beef jerky. One of my favorite all-time snacks. Oh, I love it, but it's so expensive. There you go. Your week was long. Well, it's almost over. We're almost at Friday. I don't know if you work weekends or not, but hey, we're almost there. If you don't. Are you asking me that, Elena? On that flathead that I found in the woods, or is that somebody else who has a flathead project? You had it queued up and your live began. Oh, well, don't worry, Jim. If you want to go, I'm not going to try and keep you here. If you want to go edit, that's okay. No worries, buddy. Yes, John cared your video and didn't explain Jack, especially not Jack Link's jerky. Jack Link's jerky, I love that stuff, but it's so darn expensive. It's like $10 for like 10 little strips. And I mean, you know, they're only, or at least they are here. Maybe it's cheaper up in the mainland and places like that. I don't know. I'll be curious to see, because otherwise that's going to be in the glove box at all times. What do you mean it explained everything? I assume there's going to be a part 2 to that video, Junkyard. There better be. You have some explaining to do. I like it too. Bacon. I've never had bacon jerky. I like bacon, but I've never had bacon jerky. Text to talk didn't quite get her. Text to talk. What's text to talk? What does that mean? Did I miss something? It explains nothing. Exactly. Junkyard, it explains nothing. You and Witty woke up on the ground shaven, except for your mustaches. Oh. Yes. Oh, sorry. I knew you. Somebody else had a flathead. I slipped in my mind. No, I don't have any progress on the flathead. I wish that I could go and get that thing right now, drag it home, see what I could do with it, because I doubt it would ever run again. But I mean, it would make a cool coffee table or to be able to put on display. And I would love to do it, but I don't think it's going to happen right now, guys. But by later, though, maybe if I ever make a trip back here, which I plan to, maybe I'll pick that thing up if it's still there, which most likely will be. It's built Ford Tough. It's been there for 40 years, probably next to the ocean, rotting away. So it could be there for another. You've eaten goose jerky? I don't like goose. I don't like geese, or goose. I don't like goose. I've had it in the oven, but it's too greasy. Got the kid hanging off me, so I use the talk to text to reply sometimes, and it doesn't always convert everything right. Hi to Dan's child, Dan's offspring. Pickle says hello. What are you doing back there? Shaking my toolbox and everything that's back there? Yes, I have a toolbox on my bed. 7 people watching now. Welcome to everybody. Welcome. If any of you want to join into the stream again too, I can put the link in there. So let me know, because I know how to do that now, and that's no problem. More than welcome. We've been live for 18 minutes. Hard to believe. Time flies. Holy. Yeah, Tom, I'm going to put together this sweet leaf thing, okay? Gonna get that audio off of you of you joking. You're also trying to feed a child. Oh, well, take your time. You can come back after. No worries. You ate a squirrel the other day. How was it? I've always been interested in trying squirrel. A lot of people down in the down south in America eat squirrel. How about I've heard? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, because squirrels are full of fleas and everything else, and lice probably. I know they are fleas because they can spread them to other animals. Really bad too, like cats. We have them in. They were bad on our cats. I'm kind of bad at keep Compass going, so random people. Well, enjoy the stream by all means. If I'm some mildly entertaining you, that's a victory in my book. So, yeah, you feel free to. Everybody here in the comments is super friendly, good buddies of mine. Tell him and her to feed themselves or go hungry. You don't eat the whole thing. I know you don't eat the whole thing. I know. I don't know what part of it you eat. The breast? Is there even any breasts? I don't know. Oh, demonetized. I don't know what parts of it you eat. I want its tail. Okay, that little stick. You know, it's like that big, and the rest of it's just fluff. Oh my! You couldn't eat a squirrel? I don't know, man. I think I could eat a squirrel. I'll eat anything, really. I have eaten a lot of weird things. Probably shows. Well, I hope. Well, it's not really working out that well, but I have got a beard going on here. I hope whatever that Sasquatch don't show up here. I got this. Where is it? Jeez, right. Dog. They aren't full of fleas here. They were kind of tough. Kind of tough. I would have thought the opposite. Oh, ours are full of fleas. Maybe it's a Newfoundland thing, but really bad. Like to the point where they were spreading them to the cats. What if it was your only good source of food? Well, here is different because here in Newfoundland we have, well, literally that direction is literally all woods, forests, every animal known to man. You can go out, coyote, fox, moose, maybe a caribou, squirrels, birds, fish, because there's an ocean. So really, there's every type of food here known to man. So yeah, there's some steak makers up the road. Steak maker, cow. Dylan, are you talking about the dog that is asleep? When I was, yes, I was earlier when I was trying to point to her. She's right there, and she's had a very big day apparently. Because that dog, let me tell you, if you ever get a German Shepherd, prepare for um, an energy that cannot be controlled. Because no matter what you do, there's so much. They're so wild. They're like a wild animal, and could run, or at least mine could run for miles and miles, or kilometers and kilometers if you're Canadian. No, I wouldn't eat dog. I wasn't talking about eating the dog. I was talking about the Sasquatch that's shaving their beards off. If he tries to come here, he's probably gonna die because of the dog. If I'm going to kill, butcher, possess, you're gonna possess an animal, Dan? No, I'm just giving you a hard time. And cook an animal, it's going to be worth my time and its life. Squirrel is so small they wouldn't feed the kiddo, let alone me. That's snack size, kebab size. There you go. See what you could for kebab? Maybe you could cube up a couple pieces. I don't even know. I have no idea. But I would eat it. You know, to me, everything's food. I have a cat right now butting heads with you. I love cats. Chinese eat cats, so. Must be good. Dan, you aren't a true mountain man then. Exactly. You're not a true mountain man. I mean, I've eaten everything pretty much except for a squirrel. City slickers. I used to have a cat that would do that. Yeah, we got one here now. His name's Milo. And man, he just like so violent. Headbutt. Knock you on your feet. Off your feet. I mean, not on your feet. Off your feet. Well, that's what I hear when I go to the mountains. BRB pickle and the picklets. Leave it to 6%. He comes up with it all. Excuse me. Grinder dust. My oldest kitty. If you follow my Instagram, Or I think I put on a short, the redneck fired pit. Yeah, I had to cut that with a grinder, a DeWalt grinder, and a reciprocating saw. And let me tell you, that was no easy task. It took like 4 batteries. Holy crap. That barrel's thick. It was old. That's why. They don't make them like they used to. The picklets. I think after the 45 LC there wouldn't be much left over to even have anyway. Yeah, probably wouldn't be much left over. Excuse me. Your prob's the only girl here, but I love supporting smaller channels. Well, thank you. It's much appreciated. Hopefully some point next year. Excuse me. I was informed today you can show up to No Names Nationals without having 500 subscribers, but as a visitor. So I'm going to have to ask John Wilborn about that. Because I don't know. I was told by somebody else. I trust them, but just to make sure. He told me the same thing, so. But yeah, I really want to show up there in a car. I mean, I won't be able to. Anything I have is not gonna go down the track. It's not gonna go down the track or anything. I mean, I could park it there in the parking lot and have everybody look at it and take some kids or something for a ride, maybe, just for fun. I don't know what they do. I have no idea. Is it like hay rides? Throw them in the pan. Yeah, Jim's been sending me some cool ads on some trucks. Appreciate that, Jim. Really, really appreciate that. I really like that last one you had there. I'm not really ready to buy anything yet, but I am looking because I'll have some idea of what I'm doing. I don't remember who it was, but when they would say cat, it sounded like runch. No cold snacks tonight. Even though I told everybody to bring one. I don't have one tonight. I don't know about you guys. Any Dr. Peppers here? That's kind of funny because I thought for sure we're half an hour in and we only have 6 people watching. Normally we have like 10. But it's kind of funny that on here on Thursday we don't have as many people watching. I thought there would be more because I'm not overlapping a stream. It's kind of funny actually. I guess Friday, like most people, they're off work, they're home, kicked back, having some cold snacks. Only sad water. Oh yeah, I have only sad water. But how do you know it's not vodka? No, I'm kidding. It's not. Hello, Juno. You're a good girl. You a good girl? You a good girl? You pick the day you want, Dylan. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try Thursday. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're only half an hour in. More people could join. You guys are here. Appreciate that. You're like my. I want to call you. You're my picklets. But yeah, we might go back to Friday. I don't know. We'll see. Everybody's not so busy on Friday. That's why I figured Friday is a good day, or Saturday or Sunday. One of those days. But Friday's like the day everybody's like, yes, work's over. End of the week, basically. Everybody gets excited at the end of the week. Oh, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that, buddy. A few hint why no so chatty. I don't want to sound stupid. I don't know what you're saying. Pickle bombs? Do it again tomorrow, just earlier. Doing it earlier is hard for me, see? I need a haircut. Yeah, anyway, doing it earlier is harder for me because by the time I comes in I get something to eat, puts away the tools and whatever. It's like it gets late anyway, so that's why I figured 10, it's like a decent time. Plus, for everybody else in the world, Newfoundland has its own time zone, and we're like, is it half an hour or an hour uh, behind everybody? I think, yeah, behind, I think. So it's kind of hard with that time zone because we're the only ones in it. Doesn't appeal to the rest of the world. Right now, if I was in, Saskatchewan, it would be it would be better time for everybody around me. Everybody in that area. In Canada, anyway, most people in Canada, it would be a better time. Our provinces are really big, right? So most provinces have a couple time zones in just one. Well, maybe not a couple, but a few. A few of them have a couple time zones in just one province. Uncle Tony has a live going now. Usually he doesn't, so that could be. Oh, really? I didn't get a notification for it. Oh, because I am subscribed to him. I try to subscribe to everybody in the community, whether their content appeals to me or not. So does Pontiac. Oh, maybe it's better to do it on Friday then. Because, I wasn't trying to compete with John Wilburn or anything. I just figured Friday was the best day, and it seemed like it was working better for me so far. YouTube's one of those things. You get lucky sometimes. You get a lucky break, and up your subscriber count goes, and views and everything. And it's just that's how it is, I guess. I didn't catch. Why are you going to move? Many reasons. One big one is the wind. I'm sure you may have heard it. It makes it onto national news, but we live in the wreck house, and the wreck house gets winds. They've been recorded up to 200 kilometers an hour here. Literally, they're the kind of winds that will take trains off off of train tracks, and that's happened here. Like steam trains, they literally blow over. YouTube is like winning water, yes. And anyway, also Jim, another reason is because of work. There's no work here, and the work that is here is not great work. There's many, many more opportunities up there. I can name a couple of reasons. Opportunities. I'll name my reasons personally. Job opportunities, land, taxes on when you buy stuff are lower, like a lot lower. It's 15% here and 5% in Alberta. Big difference. There's more projects up there, like project vehicles. A lot of old iron up there, like a lot. I've been looking at a lot of stuff. Like I probably would have already bought something by now if I was there, like in the position to do it. I gotta get there first. I don't want to buy something sight unseen, especially my first time, because that's like that's like playing the lottery. That can go both ways. It could have a bent push rod, or something like, especially even if you know what they're like with push rods. They're good engines. Just seems like they like to bend push rods for whatever reason. Most I see that bend push rods though have been neglected and beat on a farm somewhere. So lack of oil changes, that too. I've heard of one with a wiped cam load before. That happened once. I've heard that. Remember that guy? I don't know who that was now. Somebody I watched on YouTube. I remember it wiped it one cam load. I think it was on cylinder number 1, which is on the left bank for FE. I think it was a 360. So yeah, I think that that would be cylinder number 1. Sticky valves, yeah. So that goes back to like lack of oil changes too, right? Especially on farm. I mean, farm trucks. It's just people didn't take care of their stuff. I bent a push rod on startup in my Cleveland. Oh, really? Oh, I don't hear anything about bent push rods in Cleveland, but I'm sure it can happen. I mean, if you have a sticky valve or something's just not right. Well, I guess that's the only reason really for one to bend is if you have a sticky valve. Would you ever get a car like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys if you like that show? I love that show. That show's awesome. I don't know if anybody else watches Trailer Park Boys here. I love that show. And would I get a car like Ricky? Heck yeah. Well, minus the rust and everything, I'd fix it, but I do love the car. It's what is it? I think it's a 75 Chrysler New Yorker. It's a nice car. Nothing wrong with it, that's for sure, but I don't see any. I've never seen I don't see many Chryslers for sale. Not a lot. I'm sure they're around. People like to hoard things and call it yard art too, right? That's the thing. There's so much of that. Like people hold on to a piece of land. There could be like 20, or even more old vintage iron on the property, and it never gets driven. Never given a second chance at life, basically. That happens a lot here, like a lot. And it's really sad, actually. There's back in the 50s, right up into the 70s here in Newfoundland. People, there was no dumps, no recycling or anything, so people would take their old cars and things that they didn't want anymore. So say if an engine blew up or something, they would just push them into the woods and let them rot away. They would take parts off them. People would come scavenge. It was horrible. There's cars and trucks abandoned everywhere here, hence the flathead V8. By that flathead V8, I didn't have a picture of it or anything, but there's actually a whole truck. It's not actually a whole truck, like it's shredded, like somebody blew it up. There's bits and pieces everywhere. But like there was a truck there one time, and somebody just shoved it to the side and let it rot away until somebody came and destroyed it. I guess it didn't rot away like that. Somebody literally tore it apart with something. Happens way too often here. I mean, there's so many. There's even a group on Facebook of abandoned cars here. You can walk somewhere and there's like, oh look, there's a K car right there. It's like even rare cars that you cannot get very often. It's really sad. And some of them are great restoration projects, other than they're like, you know, miles into the woods, like places where people where small communities used to be one time, but now there's literally trees growing around them, and you'd have to like, it's so much work. You'd have to get a flatbed trailer in there or something. You know, most of them, the parts have been scavenged off of them. The head's been taken off and it's been rusting away for 50 years. So, you know, finding one would be like diamond in the rough, basically. Yes, I said K car. There's one. I seen a picture of it on Facebook this morning. There's literally a red K car in the woods here somewhere, but just gone. Like, yeah, I know K cars weren't. They were really popular in the '80s, but um, thing was falling. There we go. Really popular here in the '80s, but like even it would still be a cool car to drive. You know, four wheels and a seat. You know, especially for people that can't afford vehicles, because it would be a cheaper one. Excuse me. It's pretty sad. I mean, I seen like a '60s El Camino too, just torn shreds. Well, not torn shreds, but just trees growing through where the engine would be, and just the glass smashed out. Just terrible. So much of that here. Just a word of warning: when you start working on stuff, if you're crawling under the car and back out over and over towards the front end, watch your license plate. It will cut your head open. Noted to self. Yeah. I seen your short there, Dan, about you crawling underneath the car and the starter bolt was missing. That happened to me all the time. I used to crawl underneath that Titan that I've talked about on the stream before, and they would just be like, "Oh wow, that transmission pan is crusty," and then you'd go to the engine pan. Oh, that one's crusty too, and then you'd go up and there would be like this skid plate and all the bolts would be snapped off in the heads and it would just flap in the wind. It'd be like, "Oh, okay, just gonna pretend I didn't see that." That thing was rough. It was so rusted out. Salt. They use way too much salt here. That's another reason, Jim, for moving. They do not salt the roads in Alberta, and well, that's why there's so much old iron up there. Plus, I'll be able to drive it year round. We had a 1980 Dodge Aries K car. Yeah, they were fun little cars. They weren't bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. So, what type of music y'all into? Well, I like old music, but you know, tweet your own. Elvis. Yes, Elvis. I don't know if any of you seen the thumbnail. I got a good one for next week too. Not that I found out today or nothing. Oh well, I hope your forehead's alright, Dan. Child, I don't think I'll have any problems with the truck. I don't think we have to have license plates on the front like you guys do. I think we can just have them on the back anyway. But truck's high off the ground anyway, so I probably won't have to jack it up if I'm just changing the oil. I'll just be able to crawl under there. Child is in bed. I am back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know all about a bumped and cut head. That's for sure. Don't we all? Whether it's a license plate or scaffolding. Pickle. Back 6%. Welcome back. Jim says country, southern rock, not much past the 90s. Yeah, that's me too. Once you get to the 90s, like, the 90s, the music got weird. But anything beyond, like, past or anything before that, like, even some things in the 50s, not all things, I do enjoy listening to. I really do. I like the blues, rock and roll mostly too. Mostly the blues. I'm not like a heavy rock and roll kind of person like Black Sabbath, but I will listen to it if I'm in the shop. That's like, it's good music. But it's not something I'm going to put on my headphones, basically. Yeah, the dog is out like a light. You like 2010s music, but the music that comes out of nowadays is just crap. Yeah, that's what I think too. That's, one man's opinion. To each your own, that's what I always say. I can't stand it either. So most of it's just terrible. And rap, don't even get me started on rap, okay? I'll be on a rant for like an hour. Gangster's Paradise. No, Amish Paradise. Have you ever seen the parody of it? Oh man, that one's funny. I can almost relate to that one. See, it's what it is. You like rap, LNA? Oh man, well, hey, I don't judge to each other, but hey, I don't judge. If that's your thing, fine. Definitely not my thing. God, the dog is out like a light. Holy, I've never seen her that tired. The electric Amish. Yeah, like the electric Amish. Exactly. I have lived without electricity actually when we built this place, and you know what? I loved it. I never had any problem, but gotta have electricity in order to have internet in order to go live. So, rap rhymes with crap for a reason. Well, Dan, I'm glad we're on board with that, buddy. We'll get along just fine. I'll sing Beyonce right after Tupac while drinking a Miller. You mean a Bud Light? Beyonce. I call most of it C-rap, crap rap. They go right into some Johnny Paycheck, Janis Joplin. I'm literally a C's pool. C's. Can't read again tonight. Look at me go. C's pool for music. I enjoy it all. I used to be that way until I started getting older, and then I was like, you know what? Time to bring her down and start figuring out what I like. Rap is like the Met. Dan, no. You ruined it. That's it. Strike. You listen to deathcore? Well, you didn't strike me as that kind of guy, Junkyard, but hey. So you like Black Sabbath? Wait, is that a band or is that a genre of music? Because I don't know the band if that's his one. I'm not sure if any of y'all heard of the Unholy song, but damn, the beat is good, but the lyrics are just horrible as it's about cheating. Well, that's what most songs on the radio are about now. Heartbreak and cheating. Seems like everybody just likes to whine. Junkyard, what is that? I don't know. He's gone into some sort of ritual, guys. It's the deathcore ritual. And metric system, Dan, is awesome, okay? Like I said, like 70% of the world uses the metric system. It's for a reason. Just like why Ford is the best selling truck on the market for a reason. Not because, just because. It's because it has a reason. Let me translate for junkyard. Oh, see. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. It makes sense now that I'm looking at it. Not. Black Sabbath is good but soft. I like with blood comes cleansing and impending doom. Okay. Black Sabbath to me is like hard rock. I mean, it's always like, dun, dun, you know. Although I really like Aerosmith. Although I don't know if that's considered hard rock, but he does scream a lot. So you're like an AC/DC kind of guy. That would be, they're always screaming and playing hard. I can't even think of anything even worse. Maybe Led Zeppelin. Is that his name? No. No, Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi, my bad. Not Led Zeppelin. Bon Jovi. Sailor says, Ford, found on road dead. All right, that's it. You're getting deleted. No, I'm just kidding. Nope, feel free to talk about any truck brand here, guys. I don't care. I might be a little bit Ford biased because I like Fords. But, I also like other things too, as long as they're good. There's Fords I don't like the 5.4 Triton, the one where spark plugs literally like to fly out just driving down the road. Or how about cam phasers that go bad at like 100,000 kilometers, which is nothing. Motorhead. More of a corn guy. More of a corn kind guy. I sold the only Kiss album I had. Album? What kind of album did you have? Vinyl? I call screaming music moaning music. I'm really weird. Aren't we all? Also, Ford is first on race day. Yes, Junkyard gets it. Me and Junkyard are diehard Ford fans. Hey, don't get me wrong. There's other vehicles that are cool, but I mean, I feel like Ford's just dominated the market for 100 years. Well, more than 100 years now, I'd say, but. Like I said, there been terrible products, yes. And do I think that they're trying their best to make the best truck on the market right now? No, I don't. I don't think they're trying their best at all. That's why Toyotas have higher reliability rating. No offense. I'm just looking at facts, Junkyard. I'm not dissing Ford. I'm just saying. I don't think they're trying their best. That's all. Oh yeah, Jim. I got a whole bunch of vinyl here. I collect vinyl actually. My grandfather gave me his old records, and geez, there must be 150 over there in that cabinet. Oh, you can't see the cabinet, but all kinds. A lot of Newfie music, a lot of stuff like that. 6% says I live my country twangy, my metal hardcore, and my rap gangster. We got 2 for rap. What you do too, Jim? I just love the sound of a crackling record. Sometimes I'll come in after a long day, put it on, and there's little. I mean, my records are old. They're like 50, 60 years old, and they crackle because they got some little scratches in them. But I just love that, the crackle and the popping noise. We'll call it. It's hard to explain the sound. You know what I mean? I just love that. There's no other sound out there like it. Forget outrunning Dale. Who's Dale? Hey, we're not about racing. We just want the toughest truck on the market. And do I think they have that right now? If I were to compare a new Ford and a new Toyota right now together, honestly, I'll tell you, I would buy the Ford over towing or anything because the Toyota doesn't have leaf springs. And that kind of shocked me and disappointed me. The ride's nice, but I think it's more of a grocery getter now than anything. But they're all really grocery getters, to be honest. I'm just comparing, what you can get today. Dylan, can you post a link so we can come on the live with you? Sure. Give me a second. Now I gotta remember how to do this. Look, I can change this. Who knew? Alright. The crackling comes from dust and lint or bad scratches. Mine are really clean. I clean them almost every time I use them. Most times I'll get like a really soft one of those microfiber towels because I don't know, it's what I have and what seems to do the best job. And maybe sometimes like a really soft bristle toothbrush if they're really dirty. I had a couple that were really dirty and that seemed to clean them up really, really nice. I gotta remember how to get the link. More broadcast. Oh. Guys, I think I'm being an idiot again. I'm trying to figure it out. I thought I had this all figured out, but I don't remember how I did it last time. Dale is Dale Earnhardt Pickle. I don't know who Dale Earnhardt is. I know Dale off of The Walking Dead. That's the only Dale I know of, though. Oh, I've got it. Okay, I've got it. Here we go. It's really simple, actually. Hang on, let me go and copy it. Jim says on bad ones I use the blue shop towels and Windex. Yeah, I've used Windex too. Windex seems to do really good. They're not hard to take care of. I mean, they require more upkeep than like cassettes or anything like that, but they're like I said, there's no sound like them. Plus, they'll last forever. They'll survive a nuclear apocalypse. I've only ever had one break. Holy smokes, Pickle, you got me stumped. You really don't know Dale. I don't know Dale. You just lost your car lover card, Pickle, for shame. I don't know who Dale is. I'm sorry. Who's this Dale character? I'm gonna have to search it up. You guys are like cutthroat with Dale. Do it for Dale. Praise Dale. Raise hell. What? Who's Dale? What does Dale Earnhardt and Pink Floyd have in common? Oh, is he a singer? I don't know. Well, is this a joke? What is it? What do they have in common? Truth, sex. I'm sorry. Getting beat up here. Getting distracted, guys. I'll post a link in a second. Just trying to figure out who Dale is. Oh. Dale is some indie driver or something, Pickle. Oh. Oh, so you don't really know either, Dan. Okay. Cool. I don't know him because I don't watch the NASCAR races or anything. I don't even have cable. I don't watch them. I mean, I might in the future, but I don't right now. Hey, Slimo, how's it going? Aw, Snow's Dale. Dan doesn't even know. Oh, I'm glad, Dan. Thank you. Ooh, Junkyard too soon. Pick on Pickle Night. Yeah, it's Pick on Pickle Night, apparently. I'm getting ridiculed. Dale is the second most famous NASCAR. Yeah, see, I don't watch NASCAR, so I wouldn't have known. And I don't know who Bobby Allison is either. Sorry, guys. Dan and Pickle are lame-assed. So sad. That is not true. Jesus Christ. Watching exactly. Thank you, Dan. Watching NASCAR is like watching paint dry. It's the same thing with watching hockey, football, any other sport. Why would I watch it when I can go do it? Sorry, guys. Well, I mean, I can't drive a NASCAR race car, but I can get a race car of my own. Round and around, left turn. All right, we got 3 for no NASCAR. Not when Dale was on the track. It was like watching a wolf eat its food. God, you guys are like serious NASCAR fans. I am sorry. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Like Stan said, it's like watching paint dry. I mean, they're just going around in a circle. They pass each other. Sometimes they crash. I don't get it. Every car looks the same and they only make left turns. Oh boy, that is some exciting stuff right there. Old NASCAR is cool. New NASCAR kind of sucks. You don't need to watch racing to know who Dale is. Lamos. Well, I don't know anything about old NASCAR either. But I know like the Dodge. Is that what Daytona? Is that what it's called? The one where they had the on the front and the big spoiler. Dylan, they called him the Intimidator. I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know who they are. I'm sorry. I don't know much about it, but my grandfather does. So, well, I'll ask him about it. See what he knows. Maybe you'll learn something about it. Superbirds. Is that what they call them? Superbirds. Okay, Dan knows what I'm talking about. They're the coolest thing on the planet. You know, they on the point, and then on the back, big old spoiler. So yeah, sorry, don't know what a lick about NASCAR. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You blame the metric system. Oh my god. No, 6%. Hey, Auto Salvage Outlaw, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How has your week been so far? We got one more day to go till Friday. You go fast, like 100 for 10 secs. It's great, but they go 200 plus for hours and packs of 32 going the same speed. But that's boring. Well, I don't get it. Speed doesn't really appeal to me. I mean, well, it does, but don't get me wrong. I've done speedy things. I kind of like F1. Lewis Hamilton is annoying. LOL. He's always complaining about something. Well, I don't know who he is either. Sorry, I really don't know anything about NASCAR. Holy crap! I'm like clueless. Yeah, how was your rain? We haven't had any rain. It's so dry here. It's like living in the desert. You wouldn't believe it. Like grass wouldn't even grow here right now. It's gonna be a bad year, I'm telling you, for hay and farming. Yeah, Ellen or Auto Salvage Outlaws. Do you know anything about NASCAR? We were just having this debate. Everybody's hating on me all of a sudden now. Watch a Cletus Crown Vic race and you'll get it. Well, what's so special about a hopped up Crown Vic though? It's like a carbon fiber body. Well, I don't know if it's carbon fiber, but I mean it's not even the same car anymore. It's just painted with a bunch of fancy, smancy colors. Just because the race is so long and drawn out, it's boring. Oh, my guy is up front. Now he's not. Now he is. Now he's not. I don't have time for that. I ain't got no time for that. Yeah, exactly. 6% recycled, 7th time NASCAR champion. So even Auto Salvage knows. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about NASCAR. F1 is not NASCAR. Don't compare them. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm sorry. What did I do? No, it's legit Crown Vics, bro, with nitrous. Well, Dan might like that. What's fun is you go around and turn left. Well, that's pretty much what it is. It's a bank. Yeah. and you're going left the whole time on an oval track. I don't understand it. Plus, I don't even have cable, so if I wanted to watch it, I can't. So, cable's so expensive. BRB, I'm gonna grab a snack or something. Be back. Pickle and Pickles buddies. Alright, take your time, no rush. We've been live for an hour. We have 8 people watching. Welcome to everybody. What's fun? Oh, you already read that one. Sorry. I can't wait to see your nitro stand in the Mustang. I'm really excited to see how the 289 goes. You not going to let her? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. Here. Shoot, I got so distracted with this NASCAR. Hang on, let me get the link. For goodness sake, how do I get it in there? Maybe I need to go copy it again. And comment. Paste. Here we go, fellers and fellets. There's the link. Feel free to join in, anybody. I think you can have like 10 people on this. If you never drove around a round track, you never know the fun of it. I prefer drag racing as it's over quickly. Watching it live is different on TV. Well, yeah, drag racing's cool to me. Yeah. Even with nitrous, they are boring to me. I would rather watch drag racing where you can have hundreds of races in the same time as one. Yeah, exactly, Dan. That's like why No Names Nationals is so appealing to me because, it's a drag strip. It's really cool. I'm going to see a lot of projects. He did a Ranger race at Bristol. It was freaking awesome. Tons of flips. Ranger, danger, Ranger. That's what everybody Ranger owner ever said. Apparently, Ford Rangers are like the Toyota Tacoma of the world, but I don't get it. I don't get that either. Oh, I'm about to get shat on again. I don't know. I like a big truck, not a little truck. Sorry. Like, you know what's cool? The Baja 1000. That's cool. That's what shows tough trucks over weak, baby, small, crappy trucks. Danger Ranger, looking it up on YouTube. That's what every Ranger owner always says. Danger Ranger, or Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Danger Ranger. I don't know what order, but it's one of them. Like the early 2000, like 2010, and I don't know when they started making them. That body style Ranger, oh my god, there's so many of them, and people have stickers on them and plaster their trucks and just be like, this thing will take anything you slap at it. It's like, what the heck? Dylan, you can't keep yourself out of trouble. Jim, I would drive the heck out of a Baja truck or Pro 4. Exactly, that's what's cool. I love that. That race is long too, but it's like it's different. They're going over terrain, like they're actually like doing stuff. Like that's what I want to see. Like what stuff. Now, don't get me wrong; those vehicles are modified heavily. Most of them, and they're not. They have their original engines. That's really what they test is the drivetrain. But the bodies and everything are different, and of course. But it's like the Ford Ranger. I don't know if it made it. I know one of them was like DNA a couple of years ago. I don't know when that was, but it did not finish. Or DNF, not DNA. It did not finish. And the Toyota Tacoma or Toyota Tundra did. But I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. I haven't seen it in a couple of years because, again, I don't have cable. You can probably watch it on the internet. I haven't tried. One of these days, I'll drive around Talladega track in my T-Bird. just just burnt my toe welding barefoot boss redneck on Mitchell's Island. Burnt your toe welding? Oh my. Hey, Buck! How's it going, buddy? I've seen you on everybody else's streams. Is this your first time here? I don't know. But anyway, welcome. How was your week? Or how is it going? We still have one more day to go. Welcome. 1 second. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Sup, Buck? How are you? How the buck are you? You're still a million still $1 million shy of being a millionaire, huh? You're doing bucking great. Great to hear it. You're doing bucking great. LA. Well, LA, sorry. Well, welcome to the 9 people that are watching. Thanks for joining in. Thank you. Hope I'm mildly entertaining, hopefully. I think we're going to go live again tomorrow just because tomorrow's Friday and I have the day off. I just think. I got to double check that, but we'll see. I'll have the premiere up anyway. Pickle, you didn't see my community post today about my discovery? I don't think so. Like I said, Dan, sometimes, don't, I've been really busy this week, so I don't bring my phone outside with me because, well, I'll probably break it in two. So I try to catch up on everybody in the community. Well, not everybody, but whoever I'm subscribed to and whoever pops up. Especially, you, Dan, and Necromancer, Auto Salvage, Buck, everybody, most of the people that are on my stream right now, basically, because why not? I'll check it out after stream though. I swear. New Guy's Garage. Your engine is a good year unless you find Mexican block. It's not a 289? What the hell is it then? 302? That's what was in the 69 Mustang, wasn't it? 302? I think it was a 302 and a 289 in the early Mustangs. Is a Buck subscriber called a Buccaneer or a Buckethead? See, your name is good too. I like it. It's a 69 302. So yeah, it's the same Mustang that would be in the man's Mustang, they call it, the man's Mustang. Only because it looks a little bit aggressive. New Guy's Garage, I know where 289 is. It's a heavily armed nurse, Pickle. I like Buckethead personally, Slimo. But hey, Buccaneer's cool too. I like it. I can't believe there's a 302. That's pretty cool. Well, that's better than what you thought it was. I mean, the 302 is better. I mean, by how much? I don't know, but it's still better, right? Keep getting Instagram notification. I think the Necromancer sent me something. I'll have to look at it after. They are buckaroos. YouTube is so weird. I got a short vid I posted a month ago getting views pretty good today out of nowhere, and it's one of the stupider ones I've done. Yeah, it's a couple of mine have been like that too. Like there was one where I got 1.9 thousand, and all of a sudden, I posted that redneck fire thing, and I got like 600 on it. But like it was only at like 10 when I posted it, and then it was the same thing the next day, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it blows up and goes to 600, and then probably tomorrow it'll be 1,000 or even more. I don't know. Can't explain it. In 69, we made two different 302. A 302 and the Boss 302 with 35. Oh, really? Might be a 306 because it could. Well, that's pretty cool. It's a 302. It's definitely, I mean, I don't know if it's a more desirable engine, but it's a more powerful engine. So you got that going for you. I mean, how much more powerful? I mean, it's probably minuscule difference, but it's still bigger. So you have the following in the garage: 69 302, 68 302, 70 351 Windsor, 70 351, 92 50. Wow, you got a lot. It's a lot of engine, Jim. Jim, I think I already said it, but thanks for all the ads you've been sending me on Craigslist. Thank you. Really like that last one you sent me too. Hey. Okay. Hey guys, it's Sailor. Just on my main YouTube account. Well, hello. Welcome back. You were gone there for a while. But you said you were going to be quiet anyway, so. 6% says, my short videos do well or crap out within the first day. Oh, really? Oh, mine are different. Mine are weird. The thing about mine is, like, I have really good. I look, you go behind the scenes and you can look into like your returning viewers and how many of that percent is subscribed. Like 67% of the people that watch my stuff are subscribed. So that's pretty good considering. I mean, I've seen worse on other channels that are way bigger than me. I only have 68 subscribers, but I mean, it's still good. I mean, for right now, I hope to grow. Excuse me. And also, my views have been pretty decent too on most things. You're welcome. The last one looks cherry. It does. I like the last one a lot. Like I said, if I was in a position to buy that, I would snatch that thing up right now, but I just need to move first and get there. Excuse me, get in my house and everything. Got a jet for a few picklets. You went to join on the stream. Oh, you did? I don't see you here. Oh. I didn't get the notification. Normally it comes up red on the bottom. That's what happened last time the other guys started to join. Or joined in the last stream. Yeah, Dan, I didn't check it. I probably should have, but it didn't come up red. You're doing good, Pickle. Doing good with what? YouTube? I'm trying. Like I said, when I move, there'll be a more content, especially on a truck. I can't wait to do that because that's like something that I've been wanting to do for years now, and it's finally going to happen. I've even got a lot of money saved up for it, so can't wait. Be sure to flush and spray 6%. 69 subscribers now. Thank you, Buck. Appreciate it, buddy. Much appreciated, and I hope to entertain you. Excuse me. I want to, like I said, I'm soon be having the truck, and I cannot wait to do that because it's something I wanted to do for so long, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of fixing it up. And maybe not every minute. I'm gonna have some smashed knuckles. There's gonna be some cursing, swearing, not in the videos, but behind the scenes kind of stuff. So yeah, I know it's not all gonna be sunshine and rainbows, but I am really excited for it. Hello, Mater. Welcome. How are you? How the buck are you? Welcome to the stream. And how was your week, Mater? Or how is your week going? I think we're going live tomorrow again. For everybody that hasn't heard me say that, yeah, that's in the stream. Because tomorrow I have the day off, so probably I'll do it a little bit earlier. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know when. Mater's Workshop trying out Rumble. Well, Dan, I don't know where you posted. I don't know. You shared this post, and I've had a lot more viewers. Thank you for doing that, by the way. I don't know if I said thank you or not. I'm sure I did, but hey, thank you very much. It takes time to get viewers on here. I'm not well known in the YouTube community yet, or on YouTube in general. But I hope to change that. Excuse me. I wish I had a cold snack right now. Sup, Mater? Yeah. How did your week go? Mother Nature can't make up her mind on whether it's to rain or not. Here, it's been pretty much a drought. It's so bad. I can't even get grass to grow really at this point. I hope we get some rain because otherwise it's gonna be bad, like really bad. Like if we don't get rain, like I don't know how crops are gonna do this year because this is like where I live. It's like it's a rural area and people farm here. Like they do hay and everything. I mean, up the road there's like a 40-acre field, if not more. I mean, it's probably 100. It's huge. So hopefully we get some rain soon. I hope it just pours for a day because we really need it. I mean, even there's a little brook like a couple 100 feet that way from this house, and even that's like barely running. It's really bad, and that comes from a pond. So only hope we're getting grass to grow now is watering it with a tank. So yeah, let's talk about your guys' projects and everything for a bit. What have you all been up to? What do you got on the go? What are you building? What are your plans? Are you gonna show up to No Names Nationals? I probably won't this year, but I hope to next year. If I can this year, I will, but I doubt it. But what are your plans? Let's hear it. Talk about anything you want. Like I said, everything except politics, unless you want to hate about the government. Game on, Thunder Chicken. Who's Thunder Chicken? We had rain and sunshine off and on all day today. We haven't had any rain. There was not a cloud in the sky today. It was just sun all day, pure sun. I mean, it's like summer out. I mean, it's like I said, so dry. LMA, LMBO. It's going to be a good race. What does LMBO stand for? I'm not good with the abbreviations. I'm not. Yeah, I'm starting. I'm learning. Okay. It's not working for me. Like I joined the thing so you can let me in, but no one's letting me in. I'm not seeing it. Look, I'm even tapping on the thing here. Yeah, you're not there or anything. I can see your messages because you private chat, but I'm not getting your request to join. It turned cold here on Monday with 7-meter swell. I thought I woke up in Newfoundland. Yeah, that's how it is. One day it's one day living next to the Atlantic, you get the cold off the water one day, and the next thing the air comes from the south, and it's like enough to knock a horse over. It gets so hot. It's kind of funny. I'm sure we have similar weather, considering that you're surrounded by the ocean too. And if you live on the coast, well, then definitely, because that's what all of Newfoundland is. Well, not all of Newfoundland, but most Newfoundland is coast. Communities on the outskirts of town. Check again. I'm trying to catch up. I tried to put that double pumper on the car and test it out until the starter finally gave out as soon as I went, really? Holy Dan, you've had nothing but bad luck with that car. LNA Autoworks, I'm going to make a video of it. Laughing my butt off. Okay, that's what that stands for. You ain't far if you get it already. I'll come down and help you finish it up, man. Get some Loctite for that starter bolt. I drug one for about 6 miles one time. Wait, you dragged a starter for 6 miles? Oh my god, that's quite the story, I would imagine. Now we have 10 people watching now. Welcome. We're finally in the double digits. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on, LOL. I'm going to pick the engine up, set it in. Yeah, he's going to Hulk out and just, put it right where he wants her. Yeah, anyway, like I was saying, Dan, you've had nothing but pure bad luck with that car lately. So funny. Starter was my first guess as why the wires were getting hot. Turned out I was right. What is wrong with the starter? Was it shorting out or something? I mean, it's old as the hills, so it's likely. I mean, that thing's probably as old as the car by the looks of it. I mean, unless it's been rebuilt at some point, but I highly doubt it. I'd say that starter was the original one that was in that 302, if I was to guess. I can't believe there's a 302 in your car, not a 289. That's crazy. If New Guy's Garage was here, he'd have in 20 minutes. Yeah, I wish I could give you all a hand to come down and wrench on your junk, learn something, but sadly I can't. Not right now, anyway. Maybe one day. Once I can get to work and get caught up in bills, I want to start again on building the mini top fuel dragster powered by a Predator 670 V2, like a lawnmower engine. Is it 670 cubic centimeters? LOL, it would take Dan 20 minutes to start thinking about it. Yeah, you'll get her all sorted out, Dan. You'll get a new starter in and everything. Well, maybe you can rebuild that one yourself. I don't know. There's not much to an electric motor. I mean, depends on what's broken on it. Like, take it apart, see what's wrong. Look, check out the commutator and the magnets, the brushes, the bearings. I don't know. Who knows what's wrong with it? It's probably something stupid simple. Maybe the what do you call it? The stuff that's wrapped around a wire, the insulation. Maybe the insulation's melted off or something. Who knows? 670 cubic centimeters. Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. I always love using those small engines for stuff. Always makes good content and like it's really just crazy and funny. I've seen people people like so creative, just put stuff together with little lawnmower engines, basically. Excuse me. God, rat's nest. Maybe we're doing this wrong. Maybe we're doing this wrong. Yeah, nope. Okay, not happening. I look like too much like a douche doing that. I attempted to put the new starter in today. I did not win that battle. Headers are the worst to work around. What, the headers are in the way for a starter? I would have thought it would be like you'd crawl into the car and the starter's right there. Oh. I've never worked on a 67, 68 Mustang, so. 390. I like 360s and the 390 FEs, yeah. 352 Windsors. I think they're some of the best engines. And of course, one of my favorites, but not very practical, would be the flathead V8 that Ford made. I love that engine, but not practical at all. It can't get much RPM out of it. I think it's cool. Like it's a cool hot rod engine, and simple, but yeah, not really practical in today's world. New guy's garage. Yep, that header got to come off unless you using a small starter. Long tubes get in the way of starts. Well, how'd you remove the starter if you can't get the new one in? That's what my question is. Like, how'd you remove it without taking the header off? Because it had to come out of there somehow, so it must go back in there. I don't know. Or did you remove it yet? Did you get it half out and realize, oh, this is a problem? Fox body sucks. Oh, I haven't had to replace a starter on anything. I almost did one time, but then realized I had a bad ground on something and it started working after I fixed that. So, but I have not replaced a starter in my entire life, which is odd. You think I would have by now, but nope. I'm not very old, but you would think that I would. But nope. I've seen what is it, Titan? Early Titans? No. Something puts the starter under the intake manifold. I don't know what vehicle it is now, but oh man, that must be a pain. I can't imagine having to take all that apart just to replace the starter. Headers wrap around the starter. I can get the bottom bolt, but the top just barely, and the thing weighs like 50 pounds on my back. Not able to reach the top bolt from the bottom. Call me. I'll get my hand in there. Old one's out, just can't get the new one to line up right. Oh, maybe is it the right starter then, or? Well, I mean, I'm sure you already know that, but because you could compare the two anyway from one they're out, because the old one's out. I'm sure the new one's smaller, certainly. You should if maybe the old one will fit back in there. Like I said, maybe you should try and take it apart and see if you can fix it. Because, like I said, it could be something stupid simple. Who knows? I don't know. Could just be the wires touching each other, grounding out. I don't know what would cause that. I mean, like I said, that terminal was so loose, and maybe it was the starter. I don't know. There's no electronics in those cars, so most likely the starter created the problem in the first place. Maybe your starter wire is not. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe your wire isn't big enough going to the starter. Can't carry enough current for it, maybe? I've seen wires get hot because people put two small ones on their battery terminals and the one going to the starter. I've seen that before. So maybe try that. I don't know. How big are they? I don't know, right? Because I'm not there, but I'm sure you already know all this stuff. It probably sounds so stupid coming from me, but that's where I would be right now if I were you. But you're probably already way ahead of me. My son's fox body T-Bird would have been a pain if it were not for the hole in the spring pocket. Oh. On this fox body, head under the engine mounts to get the whole dang engine. What? The windings get hot like the wires, Dan. Yeah, maybe the starter's kaput. I don't know. Maybe the windings are broken and just I don't know. That's what I was saying. Maybe it's worth taking it apart and having a look because they might be. Oh, never mind. You just said you just confirmed what I said, or you didn't confirm, but you just answered what I was saying. Same size as the old one. Didn't sell the cash for a fancy mini starter. 11 people watching. Welcome and thank you for joining. Hope I'm mildly entertaining. We're talking about starters. And also, probably going live again tomorrow, so stay tuned. I don't know what time, but we'll figure that out. I'll put a premiere. Is that what it's called? Premiere? Like the thing where you wait for it to start. But anyway, yeah. Nah, same size as the old one. I already read that. My bad. Okay, well, that sucks. Taking a header off, I know you're gonna snap a bolt. Heat would be your best. Maybe do it while the engine's hot. Go out and do some burnouts. That's what I would do. It's probably dumb and dangerous, but it would probably work. You'll heat those bolts up. You might have a better chance of getting them out. The nuts off the studs. New Guy's Garage. Heck, they all about the same price now. I don't know what a price of a starter is, but I'm sure it is. It's wicked. COVID's over. I don't know why the workers can't go back in the factories and start making stuff anymore, but it's really, really starting to get to me and irk me. Especially when you go and buy a new vehicle. There's more part. What's so funny about it all? There's more parts for old vehicles, classic vehicles, than there is for new ones on the road. And it's just seems ass backwards to me, but I'm glad it's that way. But it does seem a bit ass backwards. The headers are not coming off. I refuse. Well, I don't know how you're gonna do it. Maybe loosen the motor mount. Can you do it that way? Or is it just the header in the way? Like if you were to lift the engine up on one corner, would that work? Or they made a shield for them starters back in the 80s if you run headers. Yeah, that's another thing. Heat could ruin our starter too. If you heat up the windings of an electric motor, so only so many times you can heat up a piece of metal before, well, it breaks. Same thing with bending it. But that's where most electric motors go. They get a lot of heat. And then the windings start just deteriorating way faster than they ever should. Because, realistically, an electric motor should last a very, very long time. I have an old, I think I said this on the last stream, there's an old, you can see it actually right there. There's an old drywall gun for putting screws in drywall, and that thing has a brushed motor that's like 40, 50 years old. Still does the job just fine. So yeah, I've never had it at a party either. A premiere is where you have a video come out when you can see it along with your guest, but not a live stream. Oh, okay. I don't know what it's called then. Thank you, Mater, for clearing that up, but I'm not sure what it's called. But I'll have the announcement, I don't know what you call it, the thing where it'll tell you I'm going live. Dan's engine will lift the opposite side, no problem. Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get your little girl in the seat, or your brother. Hit the gas and the brake at the same time, and the engine will just lift itself, and then you can pop that sucker in there, and then let off the gas slowly. That's the redneck way to do it. I will struggle with the starter rather than struggle with the starter and the headers. The problem is it's not fitting into the engine plate. Possibly the new one might be too large. I have to check. Yeah, check it out. So I was saying, maybe, like I said, it might be worth, if nothing else, cracking into that old one to see what went wrong with it would be a good video. I would do that because I like seeing what went wrong with stuff, but it would make some good content. Like you always say, everything's content. Crack into that sucker and see what went wrong. Oh, right. It will lift itself out, right. And how do you plan to get it running to do that without the... Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Me and Jim. What? Oh, God. I feel like an idiot. I don't know. Roll start it. Hey, I'm not a complete idiot yet. You could roll start it, or what do you call that? We put it on a hill. Put it in gear. Started. Or pull it with the exploder. There you go. That's perfect. See, you don't have me outsmarted yet. Don't need a starter for that. Wrap a rope around the crank pulley. It's not damn it, Dan. You and your automatic. There's the reason 104 why a manual transmission's better than automatic. All right, you might outsmart me. You might have outsmarted me now. Damn. There's no manual. You can't put it into like a manual gear, even though it's an automatic. Not possible. Oh yeah, because there's no clutch, so it wouldn't work, would it? Even if you put it in the drive, I don't know. Won't work. Can't push start an automatic without a rear pump on it. Damn it. Dan, I know that the standard shift starter will not fit in the block plate of the autos. Huh. It interferes with the oil pan rail. I guess another problem. There's reason 104 for not having an automatic. The automatics are great, but they are a pain. Even when it comes to rebuild time, they're more complicated and everything. Although, has anybody here had to rebuild the transmission? Let's be real here. I have never, well, on anything old, like a classic Mustang. Like Dan's Mustang's old. Probably has quite a few miles on it. I mean, transmissions seem to last a long time. Or at least they used to. On a Dodge, they don't get past 100,000. Or they didn't used to anyway. I don't know if they're any better now, but it seems like Chevy's the one with transmission problems now. LNA Auto Works, 2 foot, get in there from the front. I did a C4. You did a C4, Jim? Yeah. Well, C4 transmissions are known to be really good. And Dan, I mean, he tortures his every day with burnouts and everything. So, I mean, it's proven to be a good transmission. I mean, it's been there for 50 years, so to be there for another 50. Definitely nothing wrong with them. I would just prefer a manual or so, I think. I don't know. I've never even driven stick shift, so I can't tell you. But just the theory of it and the principle of it, I want one. And you know what? You wouldn't believe the amount of automatic pickup trucks up here. And I really don't want an automatic, because even like for plowing, I want to do like a bit of plowing. Like, even like for plowing, it'd be a pain in the arse. Auto Salvage says, I wished mine was a C4. Yeah, C4. Some people like the automatics. 904 and 727 are easy to rebuild. Never rebuilt them, so I can't tell you, but I'm sure there's easier ones than others. I've seen some complicated ones. Man, I can't imagine doing a new 10-speed off of Ford. Holy. Actually, I think Toyota got a 10-speed now, too. Everybody got 10 speeds now. I can't imagine. Dude, there's so many moving parts. Crazy. Starter has a ledge around it that should register in the motor plate. The new starter might have a larger, might be, the new starter might have too large of a diameter ledge to fit inside that hole, is my guess. But I don't know yet. And you'll find out tomorrow, next day, I'm sure. Let me know how it goes, because I'm very interested. I hope it works out for you. I don't know. Hope it does work out for you. Sucks how much trouble you've been having, because I mean, I know how excited you were to get that car out of storage. I mean, I guess it's part of owning a classic car, though, is having to fix it, right? And everything on your car, too, Jan, is jury rigged. Break a leaf spring? Oh, no worries. We'll just get some mechanics wire. Zip tie. So it's adjustable. New Guys Garage. Hope they gave you the right one, because they're 3 different starters. What? 3 different starters? Like I said, that's not the worst I've ever heard of. Oh, man. What is the worst one? What's the worst engine you ever heard of for having the most starters to choose from? Let's hear it. Let's see what you guys have seen. I think I know mine, but let's see what you guys got to say. Hey, the parts that are jury rigged are the ones that are still working. I have no doubt, because it's better engineered than what anybody could ever do. Oh my god, the shifter and the throttle cable. Oh my, excuse me. New guy's garage, that's the way it is. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with jury rigging something. I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I just like to give you a hard time about it because I think it's funny. Like for everybody with a classic car, how would you rate them for reliability? Like, do you drive? Dan drives his daily, pretty much, or used to anyway, until it started breaking all the time. But like, how do you find them? Like, are you constantly fixing them like all the time, or are you like happy with it? And you fix it once in a while, like putting a set of points in it or something. How do you find it? Just out of curiosity. Like, would you drive it every day if you could? If it was the only vehicle like available to you, would you drive it every day for the rest of your life? Let's put it that way. I know Dan probably would. I think you love that car more than life itself. When an old car breaks, at least you can fix it. Yes, I always think that too. These new ones are getting harder and harder to fix. I mean, there's only more and more electronics in them, and an average guy with some hand tools can't just go in and replace a set of points or sand them. I mean, there's not much. You think about ignition system on an old. We'll talk about like something factory without HEI or anything like that. Just points, condenser, plugs, wires, cap, rotor, uh, spark plugs, coil. There's that's pretty much your whole ignition system right there. So it's like it's so simple. So like when if you broke down on the side of the road, like I feel like you could get going again in 10 minutes if you can test for spark, or like, oh, did I lose compression all of a sudden, or did I blow a hole in the block? You'll know. LNA says yes, 100%, even though it's a love hate. So we're 2 for 2. That's good. That's my plan. I'm on a daily drive. The more you modify the engine, the more you have to tinker with them. But some mods make the. Yeah, I'm not gonna tinker with much. I mean, putting a carb on something maybe, but I'm not gonna be going for performance when I do mine. Maybe if I have something cool like a Mustang like Dan eventually, sure. But I'm only gonna have one vehicle at first anyway because I won't be able to afford two. I'll barely be able to afford one, let alone two. But one thing that I'm not so worried about is buying something like that. Is like you can buy a whole rebuild kit for like a 360 or a 390 for like you're looking at like $1,000, not even like 800, and you can have a full rebuild kit. I think the one I was looking at, you can get one for like $1,200, and that comes with the axle pistons too. But like I would just reuse the pistons. There's nothing wrong with them. And you could do a rebuild like where you just put cross hatching in the cylinders, new rings, freshen up is what I would call that. New seals and bearings, and that would be it. That's what I would do. Some mods make them better and safer. Oh, absolutely. Like seat belts, although there was lap belts. There will be a lap belt in whatever I get. It sucks for the passenger, not the driver. At least the driver has a steering wheel. The passenger just smacks his face off the dash. It's like we were talking about the other night. I think it was Juan. I've seen pictures of girls' makeup on the back of headrests and vehicles. Their face just smacks off the headrest. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's really funny. Hello, Juno. I always get told like about 50-50, to be honest with you. Like I should do disc brake conversion or leave it as drum brakes. It's about 50-50. Honestly, I can't tell you. I'm going to do drum brakes for the first time see how I find them. They're super simple. I mean, there's not much to them. I'll see how they go, and if I don't like them, I'll convert it. It's not that hard. And another thing too is people complain about manual brakes, and then there's power brakes. But I don't know about that either. I mean, there's not gonna be any speed in a truck. You're not gonna go fast. The fastest you're gonna go is on the highway, and you're still gonna have brakes. So, and I'm not even gonna be on the highway much. Why would I be on the highway much? I'm gonna be going back and from work and towing a trailer, or putting a quad in the pan, using it as a truck. But I'm not gonna be doing any speed. If more parts were available for my Duster, I'd be driving it. Oh, you have a Plymouth Duster? Plymouth Duster? Made by Plymouth, right? Excuse me. I think it's made by Plymouth, right? I think. Oh. See, there we go. Look. The notification. Hey, how's it going?
Kid finally fell asleep, so
Finally got some free time, some quiet time.
finally got some free time. Oh, wait a minute. I should probably headphone it up. There we go.
Yeah,
You gotta be professional on these things, Pickle.
Oh yeah. I don't have any headphones actually. How do I sound? I don't know if I've ever asked that.
Okay. Should be on now.
Cool. I was just saying,
Cool.
How do I sound? Because I don't wear headphones or anything.
You sound okay.
Okay.
You sound fine.
I do have some, but I just choose not to wear them.
See, my audio I can't figure out like at all on StreamYard. Me and Tom literally sat here on the couch and did like 10 test lives versus YouTube and Sound and StreamYard. Like I even got this fancy microphone thing up here. I can't figure it out.
Weird. I thought the microphone thing was going to be like the miracle cure of bad audio because it was so cool. You just clip it to your shirt, it's Bluetooth. It's awesome, but I guess not.
Oh no, those ones didn't work at all. Like I legitimately got like this $100 Rode microphone trying to like solve the StreamYard audio quality issue, but oh well. Works
Maybe
good on
live
YouTube.
streams. Maybe live streams are just bound to be bad audio. I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, we got the guitar going on, and both of us talking and stuff too, so it's kind of a whole other dynamic.
Yeah, I guess with those two going on, yeah, it just probably doesn't. It's hard to get the audio clear. But you know what?
Right.
When you guys are close to the camera, though, there's never any problem. Like you sound good.
Oh, jeez. Comments.
Hi, old pickle and new guy, aka old man.
That's me. I'm the old man. I feel like an old man.
We're both old men.
I feel like an old man after trying to tackle that freaking starter today. Jeez Louise, I haven't fought like that in a while. Literally under the car with this heavy starter, trying to like finagle it up there, and then it'd get caught because it's like in between the headers, the steering rack, the cross member, the transmission cooler lines, all that stuff, trying to squeeze it up there, and it gets caught, and then you can't move it. And,
so just basically it just gets caught in everything.
get caught in everything. I sliced my head open on the freaking license plate coming out from underneath it. Yeah, I lost today.
You lost that battle. Like seriously, the bad luck you've had with that car. I mean, like that's crazy.
Well,
like just one thing after another. It's like,
well, really, it's all just the same thing, right? Because
it really is. Yeah.
It started with the wires thing, and I even said in the video. Initially, my initial thought was, well, the only thing this wire's connected to is the starter, so the starter's probably bad, right? But then I saw the sparking coming off the positive, and I'm like, oh, that could be it, right? It's like, please let that be it. I don't want to change the starter for, well, obvious reasons now, right? But then I changed the positive battery cable, right? Replaced the one that was broken. I go in the car, I start up. Oh, it starts right up. Perfect, fixed it. Never left the garage since then, right? Because then I'm
Nice.
like, well, let's put this carburetor on here. Let's see how that works. So I get the carburetor on. I got my zip tie linkage all just perfect, right? Full throttle, everything's working good. Got all the vacuum lines and crap hooked up, and I go in there, go to start it to see how the carburetor works. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like, no, come on. Go back out there, feel the wires. Yeah, that one's hot.
Yeah.
I'm
So I
like,
guess the starter really did fry that wire, and then probably with the wire getting hot and loose, it probably ended up frying the starter more. Probably everything just
mate,
killed each other, basically.
I think it's just got like a really weak connection inside that start because I went to go unbolt just the wire going to the starter thinking maybe if I just change that, it will fix it, right? Like really
Mhm.
trying to like make myself believe it's not the actual starter that's the problem because I just don't want to deal with it. You know how that is.
Oh yeah.
But but then I take the wire off and the post that the wire slips onto on the starter is just does
Oh,
no
just loose.
rigidity to her anymore. It's like, yeah, that starter's bad.
Dude,
It's probably
toast.
been bad for years, really, because like every once in a while it will do that thing whenever you try to start it, which you know I just blew off because eventually I could get started. So no
It's
point looking in
fine.
a gifted horse's mouth. I just thought to myself, well, there's probably a dull spot on the flex plate somewhere that the teeth just can't get a good bite on. No, it's starter was failing for
It's the
years.
starter, yeah. Well, yeah, but at least you know now. You're not gonna get stuck somewhere like a long ways away from home or something. Could be worse, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
I don't know how far you'd be willing to go in that car anyway, but hey, you never know.
Oh, I drive all over. I drive all over.
I would too, yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah, it's like I was
Unlike
saying earlier.
unlike junkyard and 6% that can't withstand long road trips in a loud car. I'll just bring that one back out of the
I
woodwork.
want to hear all the bald eagles.
That's right. I want to hear that V8 scream. It sounds really good when it's high RPM.
3,000.
My 302. It's even weird to say it.
I
It's like
know. It's like,
that
what?
thing was I believe that thing was a 289 its entire life that I've owned it. 20 plus years. And come to find out it's been a lie.
Were you told that like when the car was given to you? Like it's a
Well,
289.
well, I had the 289 badge on the side, so we're like, oh, okay, it's probably a 289. Then I looked at the head, like I took the valve covers off, and it was 302 heads. I'm like, maybe it's a 302. And they're like, the old timers like, they used to put 302 heads on 289s. It's like, oh, okay. I was like 10, right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, whatever. It's probably a 289. Has the 289 performer intake on it, and it had, where is that sticker? I had a sticker. It's probably up here. Hold it.
Uh, Auto
Yeah.
salvage
No.
outlaws. I don't know how to do that, but I will try and figure it out here. Well,
The head?
oops.
Oh, there it is.
I need to figure out how to do this stuff.
I mean, it had this on the valve cover, or not the valve cover, the
Oh yeah,
uh,
the air, the yeah,
air,
the
air cleaner, right? So it's like
yeah,
289.
289. Yeah, you would believe it. Yeah,
No, probably it's a 302, which is
do
good.
believe that. Yeah, I'm glad that's a better. Well, I don't know if it's a more desirable engine, but it's definitely more power. So you know,
Well, I mean, yeah, power is negligible, but I think it's 30 over already, right? So it's already
okay,
been punched out because for some reason, I believe I saw on one of the pistons dot 30 before.
okay.
whenever I had the head off or oil pan off with I don't remember what it was, but I have a belief that it's 30 over.
Oh, well,
And I have
probably
that
is then.
stroker crankshaft over there that I've been trying to get into this block with standard bore. I don't know. Things have changed now that new information has happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's a 302 because maybe it'll, I know that's a little bit more of a beefy engine, so that nitrous, that should be pretty cool now. You're going to have a lot of power.
I know. I even got the nitrous plate on there. I mean,
Oh,
it's
you
not
got it
hooked or
on. Oh,
anything,
okay,
but
cool.
oh yeah, when I put the carburetor on, I'm like, well, I might as well put this on too.
Right.
Oh,
So if you're going to get one of those nitrous bottles filled, where exactly would you do that anyway?
I have two options to get this nitrous bottle filled. I can either drive like 3 hours away and get it filled every time, or I have a place here in town which I personally refuse to step foot in, but Tom could probably step foot in incognito, right? Yeah, don't let him know if he's related to me, because I've had the history with these idiots, right? And
Okay.
get my nitrous bottle filled. So that's the plan that I'm going to go with.
Oh, all right. There you go. That's a good one.
It's a good plan.
Tom can be the nitrous errand boy.
Tom's not convinced, but I'm sure he'll be convinced sooner or later. It's a good plan.
When he sees the sheer power of the Mustang after the nitrous, yeah.
Yeah. See, he doesn't get thrills with stuff like that. He doesn't care.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we're complete. He's the music guy. I'm the car guy. You know, it's kind of where it ends. I attempt to play music once in a while, but that goes about as good as him attempting to fix cars. So
Yeah, I hear what you can play. Ghost Riders. That's where it ends.
ding ding ding. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's all your knowledge on a guitar. It's just that's where it ends and where it begins.
Oh, that'd be a good series for him. New guy's guitar teaches new guy's garage how to play guitar.
There you go. Very
Yeah,
laughable that one would be.
that would be a very terrible. Actually, that'd be a hilarious. I should talk to him about that. That'd be
You should talk to him
hilarious.
about that.
Play a G. These things aren't even numbered.
Hey, I'm impressed. You know the chord G. That one actually exists.
Hey, I know my shit.
There you go. Pat on the back for you. Yep. There you go.
Yeah,
Do you know what a C chord is?
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Oh
It's probably
yes.
right next to the F chord or something. I'm not
Not
sure.
really, but yeah. Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that would be pretty funny actually. Yeah, you should talk to him about that.
Oh,
I know he was
I am
looking for stuff. He got like
beat.
20 votes on that poll he put up.
You got what?
He got like 20 votes on that poll he put up for the like
Yeah,
what people want to see.
right?
He
And
got a lot.
nobody picked the popular
Guitar
what was
riffs.
it? Yeah, popular
Yeah.
riffs, which I'm convinced is where most of the subscribers came from initially anyway.
You
But
would think, yeah.
yeah,
But what are the most votes now? It was changing constantly because I was keeping track of it too, just curious to see like what people wanted to see with it. I don't
like
know what
it was
it was
dead.
tied
Like
last time I seen it.
yeah, like all three of them were almost basically dead even with people's wants. So it's like, yeah,
Cool.
cool.
We can do that. Yeah. Well, he's gonna have lots of good content then if that's the case, because I mean, you can do anything on a guitar. There's like endless amount of videos. I mean,
Yeah, I got to get him to make more videos more often. Is the thing. His channel would grow more rapidly if he had more videos more often. But by the time he gets home, right, like he gets home at like 6, 7 o'clock at night some days, and at that time everybody's going to bed, so he can't like make sound. And well,
yeah.
that's what his channel revolves around is sound. So
Yeah, that's right. Not not ideal, but hey, you know,
Like, I think
gotta
he
pay the
should get
bills.
like he has a garage. I think he should set up like a
Hmm.
studio band place in his garage. He has one in the basement, but I think the garage would be key.
Yeah, that's what you did. I mean, he's not going to bother anybody but the neighbors are there, so
Exactly.
nobody likes
Right?
their neighbors anyway. Very rare.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
Neighbors, what neighbors? Yep,
Yeah.
they're gonna hate me when I move there, and there's like a junker in the driveway. Yep.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah,
It'll be
everybody
fine.
will love it.
Yeah. They will start coming to you with their car problems.
Oh
Then you
yeah,
can
they'll be like, "Oh, can you fix that
make
for
a little
me?"
extra money on the side there.
That's yeah, that's not a bad idea since that's pretty. I am actually gonna be a mechanic anyway, so that's not a bad idea.
Just get like a fake scanner and just like plug it in and be like, "So what's the car doing?" Well, it's like misfiring. "Oh, okay. Hey, it says it's misfiring. I knew. That's about as useful as the scanners are anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I've had some people come and they have really cool scanners that'll actually tell them like what the problem is and how to fix it. But I mean, I don't, I don't know. It's
I
still
mean,
like electronics.
I don't know. I'm that's dubious to me. Like, I don't think it will tell you if you have a burnt exhaust valve on cylinder four. Know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
it might
feel
tell
you.
you that a knock sensor is going off, but why is it
Yeah,
going off?
exactly. Like, is
You
it an
know?
electronic failure or is it actually a mechanical engine failure? Like, what's going
Yeah.
on?
Like, is it a faulty sensor or is the sensor
Yeah,
working perfectly and you have a problem? And if it is working perfectly and you have a problem, what's the problem? Where is it
exactly.
at? You know,
It's
you have a
it's so hard to
sticky valve
pinpoint.
somewhere and it's causing a lean condition or something.
Yeah.
You have to tear the thing apart to figure it out anyway.
Yep.
So you could have like skipped the middleman and just went straight to, oh, it's running bad. Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. They make cars so complicated and nobody can work on them anymore. It's just
Right?
like you look
Well,
in the engine bay and it's just like wires and then just boxes and just plastic everywhere. And it's like, what is all this?
exactly. Like, if you didn't build the cars with 50 sensors in them, you wouldn't have to diagnose the sensors going out.
Exactly.
You know,
It must only make it harder for like people who actually have to work on the vehicles, like the mechanics and engineers, because I mean they have to figure all this stuff out too. Like, why do they overcomplicate everything?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
that's like a boxer. It's like you have a boxer, right, in the ring, and then he gets like migraines, and he can't figure out why. Well, maybe if you stop getting punched in the face every day, you'd stop having migraines.
There you
You
go.
know,
Problem solved.
that's how simple this problem is to solve. Well, I see you have migraines every day. What's a typical day like? Well, I go and I get my ass kicked every day. Do you get any blows to the face? Exclusively.
Yeah, there's your problem, lady. This is what
Well, there
Alan
you
A got
go.
to say. He says, my scanner can tell you where you went and how fast and how heavy you are. LOL sensors do way more than that Dan LOL old timer.
I'm not convinced. Make a short. Make a video of it.
I
Explain it to
should,
me.
yeah.
You
Like this
go
interesting stuff.
put a bench. Okay, blindfold yourself. Take one push rod out. Get a bent push rod, put it back in so you don't know where it is, or have someone else do it, and then get a scanner to tell you what the problem is and where,
Push
or a
rod.
collapse lifter.
Where are you gonna get a push rod? Yeah, exactly. There's probably a sensor for that
You
damn
don't
thing.
have push. I have push rods. I could send you a damn push. You want me to send you? I have push rods up there.
No, but most engines don't use push rods anymore. They use
What?
lifters, roller lifters, I think, and I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I
Oh,
don't
you
think they
mean
have. I don't think
the
they have
overhead cams
yeah,
with the lash buckets and crap?
yeah. It's like super
Okay,
crazy
fine.
complicated.
Take a file, score the head of one of the lobes of the cam, so then it will flatten itself, and then tell me which lobe is flat with the scanner. Okay. Tell me exactly where, all the metal shavings went when the cam went flat. All right. You
Yeah,
should show me with the scanner that it saved you time diagnosing this problem, right? Show me how, because I can remove the valve cover and notice, oh, my cam lobe went bad. This rocker is floppy or whatever, right? Or
yeah,
overhead cam, you take it off, you can see, oh, that cam lobe's gone.
yeah,
While you're sitting there hooking up the scanner, like it says I have a misfire, you know.
and it's like, well, I already knew that. I know this engine's knocking. I know that it's bad. There's something wrong. I already know
Yeah.
what you're trying to tell me. How do I fix it? I don't know. Cam followers. That's Jim told me. That's what they're called. It's like,
Fucking a rod goes flying out the side of your block. You sit there with the scanner. You have a lean condition in cylinder three. Well, it is getting a lot of air nowadays.
we have a massive oil leak.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't able to fix your problem. My scanner says it's a lean condition, but I looked at it has a little peephole now. I looked in there and I couldn't figure out
That's
what.
an inspection hole. That and everything is fine.
You know what? You know what it is? You know what
What
it
is
is?
it?
These scanners are the equivalent to the people at the auto parts stores looking shit up on their computer.
Yep,
That's the
exactly.
equivalent. That's the connection. You plug in a scanner, well, you have a misfire in cylinder three. I know that. Why? Hey, I need a Holly gasket for a Holly carburetor. On what vehicle? It's not on one yet.
I just need the gasket. Like, why does
I
there
don't
have to
know
be
how
a
to look
vehicle?
that up. I can see it right there. Let me look up that part number. Oh, it's right here. Oh shit. They should give you a raise.
Yes, exactly. Scan tools are about as useless as the part store people.
I should make a community post about that. Just picture of someone with a scanner and a picture of them typing on their keyboard there in the part store. Same people developing in real time.
No, we're just old men. See, we already lived our past life. Okay, we were around when the Model T came out, and then we've been since reincarnated into a new world. That's what's happened. See, that's my theory.
6%. All right, you want to convince me scanners work 6%? Hook one up to the Rambler and see if the Chambler and see if it tells you that your floor is missing. If it can do that, then I will change my perspective on scanners.
Oh my god, it's like the same thing.
But
It's such like stupid stuff. Like they'll hook up the scan tool because like one time we went into the garage because our truck the transmission was slipping. Like it was like the engine kept going up in RPM,
yeah,
just driving down the road randomly. So we bring it in, and of course my first thought is like, oh, the fluid's low. We'll top it up. I go out there, I pop the hood. There's no dipstick. There's no
no
filler
difference.
hole. You can't fill it up. So it's like, oh, well, I guess I can't check that. So we bring it in. They plug the tool in it. They give it back to us. Nothing's wrong. But anyway, I'd say it's about a year later. The thing starts leaking because the pan rusted out.
Yeah,
And when we drained the oil, there was like nothing in the transmission. It was like jet black. Like, yeah, the scan tool definitely didn't work on that one. Like, seriously, a dipstick could have prevented the damage that's been done to that transmission.
Exactly. But they didn't want you to use a dipstick. They wanted
Exactly.
you to use the scan tool.
Is made to fail is all that was. That was rigged. It's like it's pretty bad when you bring it to like the professionals and all they do is plug it into a computer and give it back to you and tell you there's nothing wrong. Well, I know there's something wrong,
That's
damn it.
exactly
Fix
it.
it.
We were towing Tom's piece of garbage Pontiac. You know, uh, we were flat towing it. It had internet. It just wouldn't work, right? Like the low power mode was activated. All this random crap on it,
Yep.
right? So we flat tow it into this place. Tom walks in like, "Hey, I have a car. Can I get it checked out?" Oh, is it not running? Uh, no, that's kind of why we flat towed it in here. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, we'll be able to figure it out. We got, pretty high equipment, scan tools. We'll plug it in. Word for word, I'm not even exaggerating this to make my point. Word for word, he said, "We have these scan tools. It'll tell us exactly what's wrong with it." Word for word, not making that up,
Oh,
right?
I believe
If
you.
Tom was here, he'd vouch for me. Calls us next day. Oh, it's fixed. There wasn't really anything wrong with it. Uh, you sure? All right, we come and get it. We drive it 3 blocks. It was fine. They must have like wiped the codes or
Oh yeah.
something, right? It was fine. And then all of a sudden, blah, wouldn't run anymore after 3 blocks.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, did you even test drive this thing before you handed it back? Like, okay, I should have called him up, be like, "Hey, next time you do a test drive, jackass, make it further than 1 block."
Make it further than backing out of the garage and into the parking lot.
I couldn't even get it to a damn gas station from where you had it.
Like it's
Uh,
just it's ridiculous. This stuff I've heard about and seen. Like man, oh man, it's
and we
bad.
wonder why Tom doesn't like cars,
Yeah, exactly.
because every one of his always
he's
pukes
been in
out
the world of
somewhere.
EFI. It's just
If Tom had grown up in the land of carburetors, he might like cars. You never know.
yeah, yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, if his alternator went out and he opened the hood and noticed that the alternator is underneath the engine, underneath a skid plate, like, and the engine's in sideways, so it's crushed up against here, so you
Oh yeah,
can't do anything to it. And he goes, "Well, I don't really like cars." Or if he opened up the hood and was like, "Oh, there it is,"
yeah.
just changes it.
Exactly.
He might be like, "Well, that wasn't too bad."
Yeah, exactly. That's why that's why nobody works on their own car anymore because it's almost damn near impossible to do it. Unless you're a freaking rocket scientist, there's like so
Yeah.
many sensors and you unplug one or you get a little bit of salt or corrosion in a plug and then next thing you know you have a headlight fault. Oh man, or parking sensors.
Yeah.
Man, I
When I
know
changed oil, for my second job, that's when I really started to really notice how stupid these new cars are. Because literally, there'd be multiple vehicles, just the exact same configuration. Me down in the pit, you would have to reach your arm up and around the scalding hot manifold to undo the oil filter, which then leaked oil all over the manifold. So you'd have to brake clean the piss out of it, otherwise it'd smoke like a chimney on the way out.
oh
you
yeah.
know, it's like, here's a good design for you.
Thankfully,
Or
the one
or
on the
there'd
old
be a drain plug on the oil pan right up against some fucking cross member. So it's
oh
like,
yeah.
oh, that's a good design.
But like, if you seen the way they assemble those cars, though, you ever watch like the plants on the YouTube? I mean, it's machines doing all. There's nobody putting it
Yeah.
together. They don't think
Yeah.
about like where stuff's going. They design it, they put it together. Nobody,
Yeah.
they don't have to fix it, right? It's like nothing's made like it was you one time. Like your Mustang was probably made by like hundreds of guys in a factory.
There was some guy smoking a cigarette, putting putting
Yeah,
the shit on the
exactly.
car.
Welding up the floor or something, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how it was back then, and that's why quality was so much better because it didn't go. A machine didn't do it, and it was like, oh, well, we put a drain plug here. I won't be able to change my oil if I buy this car. So then that's
Yeah.
good. That's positive feedback. Yeah,
Exactly. Or like the fucking here, let's make like a cardboard skid plate, but let's make it out of these stupid twist on plastic connectors so they break right away as soon as you go to take one off. Let me tell you, there's plenty of cars with zip tied up
oh yes.
shit after they came through my pit area there. Like,
Oh man, it's like that same thing with the Titan. That the people who changed the oil in it, the Nissan. We brought Nissan every time we had to get service, which was often, just by the way. And they broke the bolts off because they wouldn't come out for that skid plate. The thin plastic garbage skid plate that does nothing for protecting the oil pan. They broke it off, and it literally just was flapping in the wind. And what did I do? Zip ties.
yeah, that's right.
Forever
That's right.
adjustable.
Even the stupidest little thing, like you open the door, like, and it was at a Ford, right? Ford dealership that I changed oil at. Every
Yep.
time I'd open a stupid door, ding, ding,
Oh God.
ding, ding. It's like, what's this important alarm trying to tell me that's so important that I need to know? The door's open. No shit. Thank God we have an alarm for this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, exactly. They're not all like that though. It's only Ford, and I don't know if Chevy has one, but Ford has the worst. Oh my God.
I'm
Yep.
still haunted by the ding. Like if I hear it out, in I like literally the hair on the back of my neck stands up. Like,
Oh God, pull the fuse.
shut that shit up. Oh,
Oh man, same thing. Like those early like '80s Fords, the buzzer. That one's worse.
but at
You ever hear
least
those?
at least that they had the common decency to make it shut off after however many seconds, right?
Well, yeah. I
But
think you
these,
could just turn the key off and it would shut off.
well,
Oh
right. I just can't. I can't stand the stupid ding,
yeah.
ding. I almost died working there, actually.
What is with you and Tom almost dying at your workplace?
So I was down in the pit. You've never changed oil at a place, right?
No, but I have
But
done it lots of
there
times.
there's a pit, right? You
Yep,
go down into the pit. You're on grates, right? I mean,
I
it's
know. Yeah, I've seen them.
So I'm just sitting down there waiting for the next guy to show up, right? Well,
Yep,
there was this disabled gentleman with a truck, right?
yep.
Apparently, they thought it would be a great idea to say, hey, this guy, he's having a hard time moving around. Let's just let him drive it over the pit. So I'm just, standing there, sitting there, leaning up against, the grates are right above my head when all of a sudden I hear, I look up and like, crap, there's a tire right here because he drove onto the grates and then the grates rolled and slid the tire and he went smashing down through where I was occupying.
Oh, that's
I
a pretty crazy one. That right there. You need to give that
I
one to
cal-
Tom.
I calmly get out from, walk up the stairs coming up from the pits and calmly, very nicely start yelling at people. I believe there were things thrown even. I was unhappy.
All right, Jim. Have a good night.
Ah, bye, Jim.
Have a good one. Take care, buddy.
Yeah.
On the 20, Mater says, on the 2017 Ram, I had it and it wouldn't go into gear if any door wasn't closed.
This is the problem. This Your door's not closed. Shut down all function, right? That's the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Any sensor goes wrong. Is you have a little dust on your mass flow air sensor, car won't run, right? You're
No.
stranded, and you don't know why. The Mustang could be on fire, and it would still at least try to get me somewhere,
Well, I mean,
provided it was already running, right?
well, yeah, as long as it
Yeah.
has a good
I mean,
starter.
it almost started on fire, but it wasn't running it during the time. So
It's like, geez, what was I going to say? Uh, Shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. But I had a quad, and that thing was a 2008. It had an EFI and everything. And you know what? That was the only thing I can honestly say that wasn't too bad to work on because like it only had fuel injection, so there wasn't a whole lot of electronics. Everything else was pretty mechanical. You
mm.
know, oil changes. You know, the plug was right on the bottom. The oil filter was right on the side. You could grab it. You know, it was pretty simple. It was the only thing that I've ever had worked on its EFI that was really, really easy and simple.
you watch
I really
uh,
liked
you watch
it.
DD Speed Shop at all?
Yeah,
He's Canadian. Do you see his recent one he did today?
I didn't know. I haven't seen any
Oh,
videos today.
okay. He's fumbling through with this. I think it's a Holly Sniper EFA setup, right?
Yeah.
He still can't get this thing to run. I mean, God bless his heart. He's trying his hardest, trying to get this overly complicated system to function, right? But 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 like I'm listening to it, and he's like, "Yeah, I got a whole all these grounds everywhere." It even said to ground the hood, which I thought was a little strange, but I ground the hood. And I'm just thinking to myself, you had to ground your hood to make this thing work, and it still doesn't work. Like, how much inconvenience are we possibly going to achieve to gain this convenience?
Yeah, it's like what the heck, man.
That one got me. It's like, you grounded your hood?
Like what? Has that ever been done? What the heck is that?
Jesus Christ.
Mater, I remember I don't know if Dodge still does it, but they had instead of an actual gear level, they had a knob so you could put it in the drive
Oh,
for
okay, yeah,
yeah, you ever see them? Oh man, I don't. I think they had problems with those two. I don't think they do it anymore. But like, just
probably.
stupid electronics. No need of it.
Like, if I could get the Mustang running soon enough, I really want, because I have the original carburetor that was on that car.
Yeah.
It's a 600 Holly vacuum secondary carburetor stuff. It's been sitting up on a shelf for literally 15 years, if not longer. After Because I took it off and I went dink up on a shelf, and it's full of dust and probably spiders and like, I'm halfway thinking I should make a video just taking that carburetor, plunking it on the car, and seeing if it'll start. And if it
I
does,
think
be
it
like,
would.
that is more efficient than your EFI. Look how much trouble you're having, how much money you spent. This carburetor is full of cobwebs, and it still works.
Working. That's like it's like all these new emission systems too, especially in diesels. They have that diesel particulate filter, and that's in our tractor, that Farmall. And in order to burn the fuel off, like it's supposed to be, better for emissions, but it actually wastes fuel in order to burn the carbon out of or the soot out of it, out of the
Yeah,
DPF. So you're not only are you using more fuel, but all this wasted fuel has to come out, has to go somewhere. It's like the
yeah.
dumbest thing ever. It's not actually better on fuel. It really. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. And that tractor is terrible on diesel. It actually will burn through quite a bit of diesel. And
Just
diesels are
think
supposed to be way more efficient than gasoline engines. It's like a known thing.
think about how many wires, how many sensors, how many all these little trinkets and doodads and, touch screen this and computer screen that bullshit that goes into these cars now. We're jacking up the price of them. Imagine
Hmm.
if you took that one car, divvied out all of the things that make it expensive, and just built like bare bone carbureted vehicles out of it. How many carbureted vehicles could you build with the cost it makes to make this one overly complicated thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't. I really, really don't. And you know that just for the record, that's a brand new tractor and it already has failed to start twice. Like twice. It's a 2023 model and it's already not started twice. Both
Good.
were fuel related problems.
That's
So,
that's a good average for new nowadays. You're doing good.
oh yeah, we're doing good. Yeah.
Let's put it this way: my brand new starter has yet to even start the damn thing, and it's already causing me problems.
Put the old one back in. Hit it with a hammer, it'll be
Oh
fine.
shit! Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Guns and Gears. Appreciate it.
Hey,
And
guns
welcome
and
to the
gears.
stream. Oh,
I cannot see chat, by the way. I don't
oh,
know how to.
I didn't realize that.
I mean, I could do it like this, but then I can't see you.
What is got to go yavucular Neanderthals?
Vehicular Neanderthals. Bye.
All right, take care, 6%. Have a good night. I think we offended him. He really likes EFI. I'm sorry, 6%, but two man's opinion.
Ah,
Carburetors
six.
will outlast EFI any day. They'll be around after the nuclear apocalypse.
6%'s used to it by now.
Yeah.
He just sits back and goes, yeah.
Well, he's like the master of it. I mean, he's been doing that. He did that for a long time, working on EFI, and.
Yeah,
I
he
don't.
works on newer stuff. I mean, he's got cars in Fast and the Furious, and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So
yeah.
he's
So he's
pretty. I mean, he's
big.
the only one who could really accomplish this Chandler thing, like even remotely.
Yeah,
Like if
exactly.
he gave me the Chandler, I would have took one look at it and been like,
Whoa.
"That's good
Yeah,
enough."
exactly.
We'll drive her. And then if I noticed it started to, like no longer be all in one piece anymore, I'd be like, well, let's jack that up. All right. Let's get the JB Weld out.
Zip ties, crank them.
It's like, quick, go get me some tubular, metal out of Fleet Farm or something. We'll just kind of reinforce this bad boy here. I'd be under there, be like, oh, chicken wire bondo. That's a good idea. Hey, while
Perfect.
you're in there,
So what's the Mustang like? Is the floor like? Is that thing like still like solid? Like not rusted out at all?
pristine,
Sweet.
pristine automobile.
She was
Like I
restored,
said, I
wasn't she,
mean,
at one point?
it was a drag car at one point. I mean, some
Oh.
lady had it, and it was apparently there was a parachute on the back. This is just story. I don't have any pictures of it. Just one day out in the parking lot, right? And I had heard the story before, but just as confirmation, I was just out in the parking lot, and some lady comes by and like, that looks just like my old car. I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, it is, because it has that giant paint chip up right by. If you ever notice, like on the top of the fender, right by the driver's door, there's just no paint at all. It's just bare metal, just right there.
Okay.
So it's easily distinguished, right? You can pick it out from any other car because
The
that's
paint
pretty
chip.
unique. That is, man, we had this hopped up motor in the thing. We had a parachute on the back. It ran really good. It's like, nice. Wish you
Sweet.
would have kept that in here. So,
Yep, that would have been pretty cool. Have a parachute and hopped up motor, whatever she was talking about.
yeah. Well, that might be why the car's so nice because it was probably like a trailer queen at some point, like
Mm,
to and from the racetrack only
it's for
for a
sure had a
decent part
couple
of the
owners
play.
because I mean the original person who bought it in '65 or whatever year that thing is, they
Probably
probably
dead.
daily drove it for a long time and then sold it, and that maybe that old lady ended up with it. And now you,
Yeah, yeah.
it's had a. If only that car could talk, it's got a lot of story.
Man, I wish I could track the history of it. I think it was made in California.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So how did it get up here? Like that's the real question. I mean,
Hmm.
was it made there and then shipped up here to then sell to people? I don't know.
I don't know
Possibly.
either. Could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Hard to say. At least it wouldn't
That
made
car
judges.
might have been on a whole that car might have driven to every state in the US in its lifetime, and I have no idea.
It probably did. Yeah, it's they don't make them like they used to. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
got something to ask you too that I've always been curious about. Is the metal thicker? Like if you were to push it on the door of the Exploder and then the door of the Mustang, is the steel thicker? Like can you even move
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah. The steel's definitely thicker on the
Okay.
Mustang.
I always thought
For
that.
sure. It's, in order to dent the Mustang, you have to really dent the car, you know. Like I put in the new shocks. I put in Calvert 9010 shocks on the front.
Yep.
Well, I put them in, but I know, one of the bolts on the shock tower was, kind of like past its prime a little bit. But
Yeah.
I just, wrenched her down and was like, yeah, okay, that should be good. Well, it wasn't. And it catapulted on the road, it catapulted this, spike of metal up into the hood, right? Because it came unlodged,
Right.
stripped out, and it catapulted the metal into the hood. And it made a dent, just a little one, right? I mean, you could notice where it happened, but it didn't like pop through the hood or anything, right? I mean,
Right.
I have the side of my Explorer is completely gone just because somebody happened to back into it just the wrong way
Yeah, it's
when I was in a parking lot. It's just,
uh,
it's like, Jesus Christ.
like I think like vehicles back then. I mean, I guess bumpers were really bumpers. So you hit somebody, it was like, oh, it's fine. There's no damage here. A little tiny little dent, like the size of a dime. It's like it's nothing. But now
Well,
it's
they
like the
used,
road off, the frame is bent. It's like
well, they used and bumpers were made to like, they were there for that purpose. I mean, you jacked the car up on the bumper. In the 70s,
oh
they had the
yeah.
bumper jacks. Like they had two little slits or a slit in the bumper that the jack fit into, and you jack the whole car up just off the bumper. I mean, it was unsafe as all hell, but I
oh
mean,
yeah, I'm
people
sure.
did it.
It's pretty crazy though. I mean, all things considered, because I read it on the internet. I think they used 18 gauge steel one time, and now I think they use 20 or 22 gauge now. It's like a big difference. Like it's really thin now, like
Yeah, yeah,
ridiculous.
it's real thin now. Well, cars are meant to crumple now,
Mm,
to absorb shock, to
yeah,
destroy themselves.
yeah, not resist shock.
Yeah, the
Oh man,
Mustang won't absorb shit. The Mustang will try
no.
to go
If
through whatever it is.
if a new
You know,
car were to hit the Mustang, I think the Mustang would just keep going. Would just tear the new car in half and keep going.
the
It's just
the
like
new car would crumple up like a tin can. I'd go out and be like, "Oh no, my front headlight is broken. Son
yeah,
of a bitch."
you son of a bitch, you'll pay for that.
Yeah.
No, you'll already be out of the car though, because you'll be out over the windshield already.
Granted, the person in the other car would like get out like, "Oh man, you know, thank God I had all these airbags to like punch me in the face as I'm getting into a crash. I couldn't live without the concussion,
yeah.
of not only the crash, but literal explosives going off.
It is explosives. And
Yeah,
also, seatbelts are really fascinating because the moment the airbags go off, it actually is an explosive in the seatbelt mechanism. It throws a bunch of ball bearings, and it's basically, it looks like a sprocket on the inside, and it jams the seatbelt from coming out. It's really cool.
yeah. I mean, if I ever got into a crash, if I was wearing the lap belt, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends if I'm, you know, Steve McQueening it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I wasn't wearing the seatbelt, I would probably like crash into the giant steering wheel, which would probably catch me. I might like bruise my rib, fracture a rib or something. But I'd be like, oh, well, that sucked. All right, you know,
Yeah, and anybody in the back seat's just gonna smack into the back of the seat, so it's cushioned. You're fine.
yeah,
Might knock the wind out of you. You'll be all right.
yeah. It knocked, hard enough crash, it'd knock the wind out of me, sure. But
Oh yeah.
at least I wouldn't be like, punched by Mike Tyson as I'm getting into the crash.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on the crash, right? Like a head-on crash is probably the worst. I mean, you'd probably die in a head-on crash with the Mustang. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you would. Maybe because the mushroom. Maybe because the Mustang has more mass. Maybe it would just smash into a new car and just completely push it out of the way. I don't know.
Well, the Mustang's made out of thicker metal, but it weighs less. Like if I
Oh
crashed
really?
into an
Oh,
SUV, it would be,
oh, I
the
didn't realize that.
Mustang only weighs. Well, that was before I changed the front wheels to the skinnies, but before then it was 3220, 3,220 pounds with me in it, and I was a good 280 of those pounds. So,
Oh wow, that's lighter. Well, I mean, for thicker steel, I would have thought, wow, huh?
well, I mean, it's dimensionally a lighter car. There's less to it. It doesn't
That's
have
true. Yeah.
a literal ton of wires in it,
Mm,
weighing you down and stuff like that.
that's true. I mean, copper and everything's heavy. I mean, you read all that wiring harnesses, and there's hundreds. I
Yeah.
mean, all the computers, the sensors. You put all that in there. I mean, you got a lot of weight, extra weight.
Yeah. That and
Think about like
sound
power windows
deadening
too.
and
You
all
got
that.
that whole mechanism in the door. I mean, adds a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think we'll end her here. We're at 2.5 hours, and it's
Oh
12:30
man.
here.
All righty.
All
Well,
right.
good.
Hey, Juan, I just seen you back. Anyway, have a good night, everybody, and thank you, Dan, for joining on. Glad to have
Oh yeah.
you.
Good talking.
Everybody thought we were entertaining, so once you joined, so.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
said, I can't see any of the comments. I don't know. They were probably boo. I like EFI. Yeah.
most of them were they were mostly all good, mostly. Somebody asked you if you were moving to Tennessee.
Am I moving to Tennessee? Nah, can't. I'd love to, but I can't. See, I mean, my roots are pretty much sealed here because of the kiddo. You know,
Right, yeah.
like I can't like move out of state, otherwise I never get to see her, right? So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she got school and friends and everything, and yeah, God bless you too, Ellen, and take care. And yeah, it'd be hard for the kiddo to move and everything. I get that. Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean that, and it's like we switch off. We switch off every other day here. It's she's with me 2 days, 2 days, 5 days, 5 days. So being out of state, it would just I'd have to go like weeks without seeing her, and I just ain't doing that.
Yeah, I mean that would be hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But anyway, we'll end her here.
anywho,
It was great talking to you. Thanks for joining.
oh
I
yeah,
think probably we'll go live again tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but like I said, the premiere or whatever it's called will be up. So,
yeah,
so
oh, that'll
anyway,
be good.
take care. See
Later, all.
you later, everybody.